Tell us why you originally applied to be a part of Survivor Bloomsburg Season 3 this year.
$1,000 is $1,000.
In episode 1, what was your first impression of other players as you met them in a ballroom lobby lounge prior to the doors opening up? Did you know anyone coming into this game and form any alliances pre-game?
I knew a few people. I made a few alliances, but I ain't gonna ruin that game. I looked around, it was like physical competitions, I win. But I don't like people's feelings, I don't care.
In episode 1, the first activity was the island hopping, where you had 30 seconds to get trios standing in various hula hoops. How did you decide where to go, and how did you feel about being in the Kelly Green trio with Joseph and Kate?
I pointed at 2 circles, I tapped somebody who I knew, and I was like, we going there. We went there, and then we just pulled the next person we seen who we didn't care about being on our team.
In episode 1, in Immunity Challenge 1, what are your thoughts about the bamboo stick drop and catch?
The sticks were bent, people were pushing them around with their fingers. It's funny though, and I started bothering people after.
In episode 1, in Immunity Challenge 2, Word Sequence Agility Relay, the trio Holly, Grace, and Olivia won and ended up choosing your trio to join them to form the Bonobo team. How do you feel about that challenge and being selected by that group to join that team?
It was unfair because they had 3 people and nobody had to share a lane with them. But being chosen was kind of cool, but it felt it was because they had 4 people instead of 3, so it is what it is.
In episode 1, in Immunity Challenge 3, Manic Monkey Relay, you did the pool noodle sorting and missing number station. Tell us about your strategies for tackling those stations, and how did you decide who was doing what station?
I kind of decided what I was good at, which was puzzles and numbers. The pool noodles were pretty easy, but then when we got to the number station, there was only 2 of us, and everybody's just screaming numbers. We figured out all the missing numbers. And when it came down to answering, I almost got it, and somebody started screaming the number 10, so I went above by 10 and went below by 10 and missed the number itself.
In episode 1, Bonobo never went to tribal council. How do you feel about the team's ability to avoid having to vote anyone out that first episode?
We had a pretty good strategy and people stuck to it until feelings got in the way.
In episode 2, your team Bonobo had to immediately go to tribal council at the start of the episode due to at least one of your teammates not turning in their weekly reflection videos on time. The vote was unanimous on who to vote for, but did you sense at that point that Bonobo was in for a rough night with the other tribal councils?
I figured as much because honestly, the girl who left led like half of our team and everything.
In episode 2, in Immunity Challenge 1, you were on the duck and weave tree untangle station for that leg of the race. Tell us about the experience and what worked well or what didn't work well.
2 of us took control, and everybody listened except for 2 specific people who acted like they couldn't understand simple instructions.
In episode 2, in Immunity Challenge 2, Ping Pong Cryptogram, you did the ping pong hurdle station. Tell us about that experience and what worked well or what didn't work well.
People were too focused on a order of 1, 2, 3 pass instead of making sure everybody was ready to catch the ball.
In episode 2, in Immunity Challenge 3, Monkey Rhythm, you had to face off against 8 other players in a round of keeping the beat and saying a word with emotion. What was the funniest moment of that challenge for you, either watching it or being in it?
Watching it was hilarious, but participating was pretty funny, and I refused to make obnoxious animal noises other than chickens.
In episode 2, Bonobo headed to tribal council for a 3rd time, making history this season. Your name was on the chopping block from last vote. Did you try to campaign for yourself with your teammates in the 10 minutes prior to going to tribal council?
Not really. If feelings are more important than winning, I don't want to play.
So you went to Husky Island and competed against Hayden from Bonobo and Austin from Ukari. You chose to play that final challenge rather than immediately going home. What impacted your decision?
I don't believe in giving up. We're going to play all the way.
In the first challenge at Husky Island, all 3 of you did decently well with the ladder ball, but it was the bananagrams that slowed everyone down in Station 2. How did you approach that word forming challenge?
I think it was rigged. All of us had different letters, but some of us had a lot more X's than other ones. It wasn't fair at all.
When you saw Hayden had finished his bananagrams and was headed to the puzzle box, what thoughts were you having in that moment?
Shocker.
So if you had won that challenge and earned your way back into the game, what team would you have chosen for episode 3? Would you go back to Bonobo or try a new one like Gibbon and Ukari?
I'd probably go to either Gibbon or Ukari. I wasn't going back to Bonobo no matter what.
So of all the remaining players, who do you think you could see in the Final 4?
Little Joe and Great Grandpa Joe.
What do you feel makes the Survivor Bloomsburg experience so unique and fun to do or even watch as a spectator?
It's pretty funny. It's a lot of drama.
So if you could tell other students why they should consider applying to next year's Survivor Bloomsburg Season 4, what would you tell them?
I'm going to be there. You be on my team. I keep it real with everybody. Some people don't like that.